And we're back. Hey y'all. So okay, the next topic that we're gonna talk about is
fathers.
We missed
daddies.
We missed doing it on Father's Day, and we had a writer to write in, who is a huge supporter for Good Bad Fab, and she is a cousin of he is a cousin of Marie. That's Hector. What's the last name?
Rosario.
Hector Rosario. Yeah. And his wife Diane, the bomb. We love them. So he wrote in and asked us to talk about fathers, and he wanted to know how do we feel about it with fathers being. I'm like
retarded.
He
wanted to know that for the guys, it's like, oh, I'm a dad. These are my kids. These are my little ones, and they don't do anything for their kids. They don't financially, emotionally. They're just not in the picture spiritually. Any type of way you're supposed to be a parent, these men are not there, but they're quick to be like, this is my son, this is my daughter, this is my princess, this is my da-da-da-da, and they don't do nothing for their kids. So I'll be last on this because I can go on for days, but I'm going to wrap it up when it's my turn. But what are y'all thoughts on it, on these sperm, a.k.a. dad, baby daddies, however you want to put it? And you know what? Wait a second. I don't want to just say for fathers because there's some deadbeat ass moms out there too. So let's just do moms and dads.
Okay. That's not fair.
Why?
Because this question was for daddies.
Well, I just want to throw in moms too.
It too.
But you can stick with dads. I'll go for moms and dads.
No, I'll be
fair. Guns are blazing. Sorry.
No, you know what? I do want to speak on the topic of both.
Okay.
Because I had an interesting experience this weekend.
Okay.
So do you mind if I go first?
Go ahead.
So in a nutshell, there's a young lady that works with me, and I offered to do her hair because it wasn't looking its best, and I just felt like maybe she needed some assistance, and I kind of felt bad because she's only 16, and I'm like, well, her parent or whoever is her guardian clearly doesn't think that there's anything wrong with her coming to work looking like this. And it was pretty bad, like, really. So she came over my house. Oh. She lives with both of her parents, her mother and her father. I offered to pick her up from her home. She was like, no, can we meet at the place where I work? Okay, fine. Her mom brought her to our job, dropped her off. I get out the car so I can talk to her so she can see who I am. We can have a conversation, exchange phone numbers if she wants to, tell her where I live. I've never met this lady before. She drives off and waves at me at the top of her convertible.
What?
Like, Jesus.
Like, it's your turn.
Yeah. Hope you're not a killer or a rapist.
So we get to my house. I'm doing her hair. You know how it is when you get to my house and we're doing hair. We're chilling. Plus, we got two other girls there, so they're having, like, a time. Yeah. We cook dinner. We're eating, laughing, playing cards, all kind of stuff. So in the midst of it, let's say that was around 5. Let's say about 7, 8 o'clock, I asked her, what time is your curfew? She's like, oh, I don't have one. In my mind, I'm like, what? So I'm like, really? You're 16, you don't have a curfew? She's like, no.
Wow.
And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But I kind of believe it, because if your mom is just dropping you off with a stranger, then I could see her being that lenient with her. So the time progresses. By the time I'm finished with her hair and everybody's ready to wind down, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
No phone call?
No phone call.
Dang.
Nothing. My phone rings at 2 o'clock. Hello? Hello? Who is this? Oh, that's the person on the other line. This is Camino. This is such and such's mother crying. I'm worried sick about her. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. She needs to come home. Do I need to pick her up? She said you were going to bring her home. Why did you wait until 2 o'clock to call me?
Wow.
If you're really concerned, I'm just saying, and she could have been extreme with it. She could have called every couple of hours. I've been calling her phone, and it's off. So come to find out, the daughter had turned her phone off because she knew she wasn't supposed to be out late that night.
Well, then why didn't she call you?
That's what I'm saying. Why did you wait until 2 o'clock in the morning to call my phone? Okay,
and then my question is to you, being a parent, how come you didn't think to call the mother and say, hey, we're running a little late, you know, we're still doing
because her daughter was like sending text messages to her.
But her phone was off.
I didn't know that. Because she asked me for a charger, and I'm like, okay, you need a phone charger, fine. But she powered it off.
She need her butt beat.
Yeah, she does. But my issue is with the mama.
And my issue is if my niece tried that.
But we all had that conversation, and we all agreed it's her mother's fault.
Yeah,
you don't do that because you didn't know where I lived. You didn't have. I didn't give you my phone number, so she must have got it from her daughter's phone bill or something.
Wow.
Like. It's crazy
to me. The first part of it was the whole car thing and the mom driving off. But then I'm gonna tell my daughter, and I'm gonna tell you, okay, I want her home. Can you be done by 10? Will you be done by 9? Okay, I'll meet you here so you can drop her off. I'm gonna get this worked out before I drive off, so that at 2 in the morning I'm not calling you crying. I wish I would call somebody crying about where's my daughter and she has a phone and I don't know where the person lives, where she's at. She was like totally negligent. And I'm like, at 16 years old, it's not too much you can really tell your kids by that time. You know, they know what they're supposed to do and not supposed to do. But she was totally like, whatever. And then you have the nerve to call crying. Like, it didn't make sense to me. And I just feel bad for that girl and her siblings because I'm like, your mama don't really care. Like, she cares enough to house and clothe you, feed you. But then when it comes time to do that extra, it's like, where is that support? How do you feel about the people that don't even do that?
The housing and
like the fathers that are not even.
They're all equally important.
No, I know, but so I'm just saying, like, what do you think about
what if you can't? I mean, I know people who are homeless that have children. They can't really.
No, we're talking about the deadbeat parents that have their own crib. And have their own vehicle, that even have jobs, perhaps, or ways of making money, but still don't reach out to their kids.
Everybody's not meant to be a parent.
I agree.
For me, I don't know what it is to have bad parents because I got both of mine and they're great, but I do know I'm in situations where there are bad parents in the situations that I feel that when it comes to these fathers who claim like, oh, even with these basketball stars, you know, their fathers that all of a sudden they want to come into their kids' lives when they balling out of control, making all this money, and they feel like, oh, now I'm ready to be a parent, right? So those parents should get nothing. Like, their whole parental thing should be taken away from them completely. So my whole thing is with these deadbeat dads, don't call yourself a father if you ain't even doing your part.
The basics.
Yes. And it doesn't even, let me say this, it takes money to care for the child, but that is not what the child wants, because half of the time the child doesn't even see it.
Right.
It's to assist to help these mothers to put a roof over their head to feed the child so they don't get the necessities like if it would be if both parents were in the home.
Right.
And, you know, your children want to see you, they want to hear from you. Consistency. It's just like a relationship if you were with a woman. You know, same way you're going to treat these new women out on the street. You need to treat your sons, your daughters.
You don't even have to do as much for your kids as you would have to do for a woman that you meet them. They don't need to go out to eat every day. They be happy eating cereal and bologna sandwiches in the house.
Yeah, the children want time.
Yeah.
They just want to know that you're there, you're next to them, they can laugh. And even if you're there, if you come to visit them out somewhere or at the mama's house, and they go play with their friends or something, go outside, at least they know when they come home, the dad is still there or whatever.
Or you went to play with him.
Right. And see, for me, my dad, he always worked. You know, he worked. He was a provider in our home and everything. But so when it came to running track, sports, all of that stuff, my parents never made it to our events. So we was mostly doing all the events on our own as kids, but we were very independent children growing up. So it didn't affect me as it would for another child. So, you know, I have a niece who calls her father a sperm donor. She doesn't have anything to do with him, and you can't blame her for it because of there's no consistency that he did for her. You know, so I can understand her pain when it comes to her saying that, but on the flip side, there is a history behind that, but that's neither here or there because his family, which is her aunts and her grandfather, are all on Facebook on her mother's page, and they have every chance to try to get in contact or reach out to her, and they don't.
That's the part that pisses me off the most. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, but let me say this really quick. But they don't have to worry about it because she got a lot of uncles and aunties that love her and her brother anyway.
I love her.
And friends. So, what were you going to say?
Oh, just the fact that people have a tendency to forget that the child didn't ask to be born. You know, it was the two people who got together who did what you got to do to make a baby. You know, that was y'all's decision. And even if a father or a mother says, you know, I didn't want the baby, but it's here.
Now, what's your feeling? You take us out.
Like all the way out, like to the 1459.
My feeling is definitely with the both of you. These kids don't want much. You know, if you sit there and paint fingernails with them if you have a little girl, or you do race car trucks if you have a little boy, just to have that time with you and that interaction with you is enough for them. And I just hate when the parent that's not involved blames it on the mom. Oh, the mom won't let me see the kid. Oh, the mom's a bee, and the mom's this, and the mom's that.
She won't give me
mothers or whatever. Exactly, she won't give me none, so I won't spend time with my kid. Really? Anyway, it has nothing to do with the other parent. And if it's that serious, because I've heard guys say, I want to see my kid, but the mom won't let me. That's what there's a court system for. Just like she took you to court for child support or whatever she wanted, you can take her to court and say, hey, I want every other weekend. You have the same rights as she does. Like, but you're probably scared because you got warrants and you don't even want to go to the courthouse. You're laying low. I'm going to put it like that. But anyway, and then like they also said, it's not about the money, but it is about the money as well. And that's what I don't get also is that people that have kids, people say, oh, I wasn't ready to have the kid. I was young. I was this. You grow up. Because when you decided to lay down and do what you did, you was an adult then. So when this kid is here, you got to pull it together and somehow be able and be willing to at least try and put some kind of effort. And even if it is a phone call, even if you're out of state and your kid's in another state, you still have to be able to say, I'm going to choose this day or this time to go see my kid. I'm going to make an arrangement. Because if it's a sporting event, if it's a concert, if it's getting money, people find a way. Clubbing, partying, drinking, smoking, gambling.
Or even if calling her or him at the same time every single day, they'll know that you're still there.
Because that's the consistency.
Exactly. And not only that, even school events. To make it to one little thing for their school is like the biggest thing for your kid to look out and see, oh, my mom is here, or my dad, or both my mom and dad are here. Like, that's huge, huge things to kids. And it's so easy for us as adults to do that. Sometimes we just don't do. So, I mean, I hate it. I hate the fact that there's parents out there, women and men, that have kids and feel like, yeah, they're just my kids, but somebody else got them, or other people are going to take care of them. And a lot of men are comfortable because they know that the mom is going to bust her butt to do whatever she has to do to take care of this kid. So they kind of feel like the kid is good. Yeah, the kid is good, but that's beside the point. And then you have these little girls growing up without fathers. Like, people don't see the whole cycle. You know, like,
they totally feel like it's not related.
Just like you see these chicken heads on the street. Why is she a chicken head? Probably because she probably didn't have a father. these broads that you're like, oh, they're scandalous, they're this, they're that, probably because she didn't have a good male role model in her life. Something that and even the boys out in the streets and drugs and this and getting other girls pregnant and not doing what they're supposed to do. Why? Because they probably didn't have a father in the home. Like, all of that stuff has long-term lasting effect. And the way girls see their mother treated by their father, oh, trust and believe, when they start dating these boys out here in the street and these boys are half-assing it, they're going to think it's okay because they see you as a man, as a father in their life doing it. So
and vice versa, the way boys see their mothers treated.
So it's just a cycle, and it's a vicious cycle, and step up.
And then just so you know, fathers, if you are in your child's life, it's good to date your daughters when they're young. Like, you have date nights, take them out, hold the doors open,
show them how
it should be done. So when they grow older, they can know that, oh, my dad does this for me. You need to step your game up.
Make them go Dutch.
And then same with mothers. Take your sons out. Give them money, let them pay, show them how to speak up at a restaurant. I do that for my niece and nephew. My nephew, I've taught him to open the doors for his sister, his mom, his aunt. I don't play that. It's called respect. So anyway, on that note, we'll see you guys again. Deuces.
Step up, deadbeats.